The Dave Chappelle monologue. What did you think as a chosen? Did you think it was good?
As a Zionist? Yeah, I thought it was
As
not
a
bad.
Zionist.
Yeah, I thought it was not bad. I don't think he said anything was...
I'm not the biggest Chappelle fan.
No,
which is why
I didn't think it was like the funniest thing in the world or anything.
I
I
did like this one though.
No, I liked it, but I was like, it's the type of thing. I mean, like we kind of know the ins and outs. Like he spends 4 days rehearsing it. Like he probably writes it, like on the Monday or something, and then.
Do you think that's true? I think he spent some more time on this one.
I don't know.
Some polished stuff in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just. I don't know. Maybe
No, they take those seriously. Like even Louis used to say, he goes, when I was doing the monologues, like I treat that the same way I'm treating a special. Like the same with Burr. Like those guys treat the SNL monologues like.
But I feel like they just don't have them. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how.
I bet you
he
did it the same. I bet you he did it the same way he would do any other special, but just a 15.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. But he's talking about all this stuff that's so current. You're like, how much time could you possibly have to be?
But that was only the first few minutes.
Yeah.
And some of those jokes probably could have been repurposed in it. But I know what you mean.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't know. I thought it was fine. Nothing he said was like.
So again,
Lorne Michaels, the guy who calls the shots there, is Jewish. Like he heard that. Although apparently someone said that he gave them a different
fake thing
and then just did that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's true or not.
Well,
but I don't think nothing he said was like I thought was unalive.
NPR said Dave Chappelle monologue disappoints on Saturday night.
Does it NPR?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, if you make like a comedy special and you get like. That you're popular enough that you get tons of press and all of it's how great it is, that means it sucks.
Yeah. It's Hannah Gadsby.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so funny with their article because they go, Dave Chappelle, who we recognize as a comedic genius, despite the fact that he has very abhorrent views on trans people, and we really don't agree with him on his views on this. And also, he's sexist. It's just like they still have to believe that they really like him, even though they go, even though I've disagreed with everything he's done for the last 6 specials, because he hasn't said like the liberal white person consensus.
Yeah.
But I still will admit that he's genius because for some reason I have to think that.
Yeah, I have to think that. Yeah, it's literally like we're disappointed that he didn't say the things we think.
Even in this article, they basically did say exactly that.
Yeah.
They goes, he talked about Kanye West, but he failed to mention that Kanye West likes Hitler. And he goes, it was just funny being like, listening to like a comedy thing and just being like, he failed to mention.
Yeah, like they're like critiquing like an essay or something.
Yeah, he told you how he feels.
Yeah, he told you. And also, you're like the Kanye West thing with Hitler is like that's not substantiated at all. That was like a rumor. Like I don't think we've come out and definitively been like, yeah, this is actually fact.
Sure. And it could have been some wacky thing where he's like, I respect.
It's like a fucking fourth-hand rumor.
No, but it could have also been one of those things where someone says like, well, you have to look at every dictator for like, why were they capable to do something? There's something to take from every, people say that.
I felt like when the Kanye stuff was like a month ago when it was full, and then they like this article came out on New York Post, which I was like, this was like maybe one of the most bullshit things I've ever heard, but they were saying how Kanye, his album Ye is like he wanted to call it Hitler. Like they came out with this article and they're like Kanye West wanted to call this out, and you go, no,
can't imagine.
There's no fucking way that Kanye West is like, what would be a good name for this album? Hitler.
Yeah,
no, didn't happen.
Probably didn't happen. I don't think so either. I can't confirm or deny that.
Yeah.
And they said,
only Kanye knows.
What he goes, one line that stuck out before his scattered applause. He said, "I know Jewish people have been through some terrible things, but you can't blame that on Black Americans." And they said, "What does that have to do with the professional athlete posting a link to anti-Semitism with no explanation?"
But again, it's a Chinese guy who's doing this, who's punishing him, not a Jewish person. Like I guess you could say Adam Silver is the head of the league, but like the league didn't suspend him. The team suspended him.
And he's Chinese?
He's Chinese. He's an Alibaba guy. He's one of the Alibaba guys.
So that's the guy that's suspended.
Yeah. It's like he's not being suspended by a Jewish person. I mean, again, I guess you could say that the head of the league is, but like the league didn't suspend him.
Yeah. And I guess in that thing, it would be like what Dave Chappelle is saying is like, he was obviously, when you go, you can't blame that on Black Americans. He's like making a broader point of like, whatever, right?
Of course.
But it was also like with NPR being like, hey, you made like a connection to racism. It's like, you guys have like, bloggers have released thousands of articles about why knitting's racist. And you're like, I don't know if this connection is so strong. But I guess the point I'm making is like, it's just so funny that it's like forced people to be on the opposite side that they're usually on.
Yeah, normally I know. Yeah, it's having all these conflicting opinions at the same time.
And I think it's everyone's just like, why won't you just think the thing that white liberals think?
Yes.
You don't need a reason. Like, can you just get with the program?
Yeah.
There was a lot of you know, that idea that it's like easier to train, like a smart dog's easier to train.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of like research that I've seen about how it's like people with like 120 IQ or maybe like 110, 115, like a little above average, are the most susceptible to, you know, becoming part of cults and ideologies and all that sort
because
of
they
stuff.
think they're smarter. They're too smart to get roped up in that, so they can never.
And then they're also smart enough to rationalize in like interesting ways.
Yeah, I heard something about that with the Sam Bankman-Fried thing, where the reason why he blew it up because he could like he thought he's so smart. I mean, he is obviously really smart, but he's like so smart where he can never look in the mirror and be like, "Oh, you're fucking this up really badly."
Right, because you can always rationalize it.
Yeah, you're constantly rationalizing everything you're doing.
Whereas like if you're a dumber person, you can't come up with like it's almost the same way that if they get caught doing something bad, you can come up with excuses fast. You also can do that with your own brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like if some, 70 IQ person is like, "Hey, did you steal all these cookies?" They're just like, you know what I mean?
Hey, where's these $8 billion? And you're like, it's...
Well, actually, you can come up with more excuses.
It's gone. Gambled it.